Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Beast Mode Smooth Reacts. Blue collar man rejects pretty doctor. It's not about your career, ladies. Check drop down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow time.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about this interesting story from this doctor who apparently is not able to attract a spouse. Okay, apparently she's having some difficulties in the single dating market, and she's going to be going ahead and outlining some of her dates. Take a look.
Even though I was against it, I was like, let me just try it. So this guy, he also was a surgery resident. He was a little bit higher up. Essentially, we went on a date and everything like that. And, we were vibing. It was a good time, right? Until he asked me, he was like, oh, what made you become a surgeon? Like, what made you decide to become a surgeon? I was like, I really like it. I was like, I really love being hands-on, and just went into my whole spiel about why I wanted to be a surgeon. And he has said,
all right, I'm going to go off the bat here and just saying the woman's a surgeon. It's a wonderful profession. Very demanding profession. Shout outs to her for going after at least a very strong medical field, but it is definitely a profession that most men are not looking for. This is probably one of the worst professions to have. You are pretty much 24/7 on call for majority of your career because you're a surgeon.
Essentially, it was like, if I decide to marry a doctor, he was like, I prefer them to be family medicine or a dermatologist, because I don't believe that a woman should be working more than a man or as much as a man. I was like, okay. I didn't even think I said anything. I think I was just like, okay, that's good for you. Anyway, I just stopped talking to him. I was like, dating as a doctor is becoming weird. I was dating this guy, right? We were dating for a little bit. Like, I felt deep down he was competing with me. I don't know why, I just felt like that. Anyway, this situation that happened kind of sealed the deal. So me and him, we were having a conversation, just a casual conversation. He was telling me about this story, how like this family went to like different doctors, like, trying to figure out what's going on, but no one could figure it out. And this one doctor ended up figuring out what was going on. He just came out and was like, most doctors are dumb. Taken back, I was like, what are you saying? He was like, yeah, most doctors are dumb. He was like, a lot of them don't take their job seriously, just going on a rant. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, that's your opinion. I'm not really entertaining it much. And then he started to say, like, if I wanted to be a doctor, I could be a doctor. It's like, it's not hard. Like, I can be a doctor. It was so weird. Anyway, I ended up, eventually stopped talking to him, but I don't know what's up with these guys.
I don't know if I necessarily believe this story, to be honest with you guys.
Yeah.
Man or woman, I think it's an accomplishment to be a doctor, because give or take, it's about 10 years. Plus you have to get ongoing training and things of that nature. So it's kind of like this ongoing thing. So I think that in itself is an accomplishment, and it's pretty impressive.
I agree.
Now, I don't know if he was necessarily making fun of you per se. I mean, it is a possibility, but I could see more of a realistic scenario where perhaps y'all were probably jostling back and forth. Maybe you threw your degrees or, mentioned how educated you are, and perhaps he took a jab. He was probably poking fun at you and said, your degrees, your diploma, that ain't nothing. Now, as far as men in general, in regards to getting with a woman and building a legacy, chances are you're going to want to have your woman at home. Okay. Yeah. You're going to want to have your woman at home. Or if she is working, at least have some family time where she's able to be home at a reasonable time.
And surgeons are not it. Again, they're on call 24. If they're a good surgeon at a good hospital, they're literally on call 24/7. I know this because I got into a big accident. The surgeon had to freaking fly from wherever the hell he was. He was on vacation. I don't remember where. He had to fly back to work on my hand, because he was the best hand surgeon in Arizona, and he was the surgeon for the hospital I was at. Usually the hands don't usually need surgery as often, so when I came in, he was on vacation. He had to fly back from vacation just to give me a hand surgery, and that's not a great life. I don't like, personally, taking away from your family, taking away from vacation like that sucks. I wouldn't want a woman like that.
You got to understand, with these doctors and nurses and people in the medical field, they are on the clock 24/7. A lot of them are on call. They're going to have to drop everything and attend to work. Now, apparently this is a hot topic when it comes to women in the medical field. Okay. Apparently she's not the only one that's having difficulties finding a partner.
No, it makes sense. In our space, we talk about nurses all the time, how they're probably one of the worst people to be a partner with. Nurses are having sex left and right in the hospitals. There's constant nurses going in and out, doctors going in and out. It is just a bad environment to have a partner in, male or women, male or female, whatever you want to call it. I don't freaking know.
Take a look.
You know what I find really interesting about medical school that nobody ever told me? Or medicine in general? As a woman, your dating pool gets significantly smaller. As a man, oh my god, they're so lucky. Their dating pool multiplies. And I just think that is so interesting. And when I've talked about this with all my female friends in medical school, we're all kind of on the same page. As long as he has a good career and he likes his job and he works hard at it, like, we don't really care what they do. But a lot of men are completely turned off by the idea that we're going to make more money than them. Which is bizarre to me. Like, we're going to be a team. Why wouldn't you be happy that we're making a lot of money? That's better for us.
Because the dynamics don't play out that way. Every time the woman out earns the man, the likelihood of that relationship or marriage staying together is so low. And men know this very well. This is why men avoid it. We're not scared that you make more money. We just know the statistics that you making more money than us, the likelihood of us having a happy marriage is almost slim to none. This is why men just avoid it in general.
Us. And I think a lot of men think that women will exclude them for not having a certain degree of education or not making enough money.
They will. It's called hypergamy. If you have a degree and I don't have a degree, most people, not even men, not just women, men too, look down on people that don't have degrees. I know this very well. I do not have a degree. I went to college. Shit happened. I dropped out. I don't have a degree. I may not be the brightest person to some people. I have quite a few friends that have PhDs themselves. I feel like an idiot compared to them. But at least my particular friends, don't look down on me. They feel I'm still quite an equal. Very few people feel that way. Especially people with PhDs and bachelor's degrees. They don't feel people that don't have degrees are even close to the same class as them.
Money. And I'm sure there are women like that exist. But most women in medicine that I've met just want a supportive partner who encourages their passions. It would actually be better for me not to be with someone who's a doctor. We'd have a more balanced life and the schedules would be easier to work around. Just an interesting thought that I've noticed amongst all my friends.
All right, guys, so there you have it. These career-driven women are having difficulties finding a man. Okay, in my opinion, there's only two scenarios for these types of women. First option is going to be a guy in their career. Okay, somebody that understands their schedule, understands kind of the industry, so to speak, and kind of gets that they're not necessarily going to be available at all times. Okay, that's the first scenario.
I just wanted to add something. Her dressing this way, posting on TikTok, and being a surgeon, it's a pretty damn big red flag. You've made it. You've became a surgeon. You spent more than half your life almost going to school for this. Why would you want to ruin it? Or why would you want to post these things on TikTok and social media where it has a chance to blow back on you and lose your license? We've seen many surgeons lose their license from posting on TikTok.
Second scenario is going to be a guy that doesn't necessarily make the same amount of money, but has the time to kind of pump into the relationship. So pretty much being a cheerleader to what they have going on, taking the responsibility of cooking, cleaning, looking after the kids, their hype man, so to speak, in regards to them getting to that next level when it comes to their career. The guys that they want, okay, the high value guys, the productive guys, they're not going to be okay with being in that situation. Okay. They're going to want to be the head of the house. They're going to want to have their significant other home home taking care of the children, cooking and cleaning, and kind of taking on the role of being that feminine woman. Okay, a woman in medicine, chances are she's gonna be in her masculine frame as she's maneuvering throughout work, okay? Because she's in a position of authority. People are constantly looking up to her. She needs to insert herself and be dominant and be reassuring when she's dealing with her clients. So that automatically puts her in a masculine position, okay? Again, I'm not too sure if these high value guys want to deal with a woman like that. I'm just saying. Now, this next example.
There's the other side of things where a lot of major professions marry the same profession. I know a lot of dentists that have wives as dentists also, which seems to really butt heads. I dated a woman that worked for a dentist office, and then the owner of the office, Asian guy, super dominant, and his wife was even more dominant than him, also a dentist, owned the same practice. They didn't have kids, and every time they did have, or when they wanted to have kids, it'd be such a hassle for them to deal with the logistics of everything. It's just so hard. It's not saying it's not doable, but it's just harder for most people that don't want to deal with it.
Is a woman who's a doctor who apparently has found some success when it comes to dating. Okay, it seems like the guy is kind of taking a back seat here. It seems like she's kind of leading the relationship. He has to conform to her ideologies, to her schedule, and kind of what she has going on. Take a look.
During my second year of med school, we had one professor tell us that finding a partner is going to be significantly easier for the men in our class than the women. Now, she was married, but I definitely see what she was talking about. Being a woman in medicine, I am not a traditional girl to date by any means. Like, when me and my boyfriend first started dating, we were having like check-in text messages maybe once or twice a week. We were seeing each other maybe once a month. Like, my schedule was absolutely insane. It got better, and as we knew each other more, I was willing to make more time to spend with him and to go on dates and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm not someone who's constantly going to be like calling you, texting you, able to hang out. It's a very different dynamic dating a woman in medicine.
I actually like that.
It also takes a whole hell of a lot to impress me. Like, doing the basics, like having a job, like you need to have a...
This is the reason. She said it herself. It's going to take a whole lot more than the basics to impress her. And guess what? We have to impress her for, like, this is just how the dynamic works between men and women. Why would I want to do so much more above and beyond to impress someone when I can probably do just as well and someone appreciate me even more? Especially overseas, where these women, you're going to take care of me? I'll take care of everything for you, buddy.
A job, and I'm not impressed by your job because I know I'll be able to take care of myself. So it's really more so like who you are at the core as a person. Like, do you have morals? Do you have integrity? Are you responsible? Are you accountable? Are you a God-fearing man? Do I think you're funny? Like, that's actually very high on the list. Like, do we actually have chemistry? Can we have a real conversation? Do you still push me to be better despite me, being this career woman, whatever, blah, 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 super successful, da, da, da. Like, I still want someone who pushes me and motivates me. So it's different, and it definitely...
It's funny how these women explain what they want, and they literally want a wife. They're explaining that they want a wife. Isn't that so funny that they're explaining what they want, and they want a wife, a person to literally play the wife role. So yeah, you literally became a man.
Intimidates a lot of people. Communication, planning ahead and flexibility. My schedule varies week to week. So at the beginning of the month, I go ahead and tell my boyfriend like what weekends I'm going to have off. Does he always remember? No. But I at least say like, these are the weekends I'm free if we want to go ahead and plan something. So planning ahead is also important. Also in line with communication is being very open, honest, and vulnerable about your feelings. Especially when you're like burnt out or stressed.
You hear all the stupid say not stupid say, all the stupid things that they say about what the things that they want. These are the exact opposite of what they truly go for. She's just spouting out feminist bullshit right now. All of this man that's sharing his emotions and taking care of the household and, you know, being my supportive rock, blah, fucking blah. And you're gonna get tired of that, man, quickly.
About work so that your partner doesn't think that it's them. Because a lot of times when I come home from the hospital, I'm in a terrible mood and I don't want to see or talk to anyone.
Exactly how men feel.
With my boyfriend, I've had to learn that, you know, number one, I don't need to take out my work stress on him, but also when I'm on a more stressful rotation, letting him know I'm feeling really anxious right now. I'm feeling really stressed out. I'm sad, like whatever it is. As far as being flexible, we do not have a conventional relationship by any means. Sometimes he has to go to big events without me because of how crazy my schedule is. And we don't try to explain that to anyone else. I really don't care if anyone else understands why we do things the way that we do. I work a lot. And so, as long as you guys are being flexible with each other, I think that that is all that you can do.
All right, guys. So there you have it. I mean, listen, if it's working out for her, more power to her. But,
Agreed.
You know, a productive guy, competent guy looking to build a legacy. I don't know if this is necessarily the ideal situation.
It is really
I think
not.
when women get into these particular industries, it simply disqualifies you know, a lot of guys from wanting to be in this potential situation, okay? Because these high value guys are going to look for women that are available, okay? You need to have time for me and the children. And if you're out here working on call, you know, constantly at the hospital, conventions, on an airplane, so on and so forth, you know, it's just a difficult situation to be in. And a woman being educated is not really a prerequisite when it comes to a high value guy. Okay, now let's be clear, you know, we're not looking for high school dropouts and, you know, people that can, or women that can't read or write. But I mean, the career shouldn't necessarily be your personality. That's number one. And number two, it shouldn't impede the relationship, right? It shouldn't really get in the way of us building something for the future. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Go ahead and provide me some feedback. And until next time.
Shout outs to Beast Mode. That was some damn good chow. Women, you're not men. Stop it. Stop thinking that the things that you do, that men do, are gonna get you the exact same results that men get. It just doesn't work that way, especially when it comes to relationships. Please like, subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.